We finally have real insight into the dark ending Lee Child once planned for Jack Reacher. And the more you think about it, the more it feels like something the Prime Video series may actually be building toward. With Reacher Season 4 approaching, this revelation lands at the perfect moment. Especially because the show is also facing a growing Neagley problem that could fundamentally change Reacher's future. So let's break it all down. Jack Reacher has always existed as something larger than life. In the books and on screen, he's a force of nature. He drifts into broken towns, collides with damaged systems, and leaves behind justice, or at least the sense that someone strong stood up when it mattered. Alan Ritchson's version has only amplified that mythic presence. Wherever Reacher goes, things change. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Reacher was never meant to have a happy ending. At one point, Lee Child seriously considered ending the entire franchise with a final novel titled Die Lonely. The idea was brutally simple. Reacher would bleed out alone in a filthy motel bathroom, dying quietly after a lifetime of drifting. No glory. No witnesses. Just the cost of a violent life catching up with him. Child has openly admitted he came very close to writing it. Ultimately he pulled back. Not because it was wrong, but because it felt too cruel. Readers didn't just enjoy Reacher. They admired him. Ending the character that way risked turning respect into resentment. So Child explored softer alternatives. A symbolic ending. Reacher settling down. Getting a dog. Renting a house. But those endings felt false. Too neat. Too comfortable for a character defined by movement and isolation. Instead of forcing an ending, Child passed the torch to his brother, Andrew Child, allowing Reacher to continue. But that darker idea never really disappeared. And here's why it matters for the show. In Lee Child's abandoned plan, Reacher doesn't just die randomly. He dies saving someone else. That detail changes everything. Because it aligns perfectly with how Reacher sees himself, as a man who attracts danger. Time and again, people around him suffer simply because they're close to him. Guy Russo. Zachary Beck. Innocent bystanders pulled into his orbit. Reacher brings justice. But justice has consequences. A bittersweet ending for the series could lean into that realization. Reacher finally understanding that his presence puts others at risk, and choosing to remove himself permanently so someone else doesn't pay the price. That wouldn't betray the character. It would complete him. Even if the show never kills him outright, it could still echo that vision through a metaphorical death. Age. Where? Accumulated trauma. Time. Something Reacher can't fight his way out of. For a man who spent his life walking away from everything, choosing to stop might be the most powerful ending of all. But before we even get there, Season 4 has a more immediate challenge. Frances Neagley. Neagley has become essential to the series. So essential that Amazon greenlit a full spin-off centered on her, set to debut in 2026, before Reacher Season 4. That's great news for fans of Maria Sten, but it creates a real narrative problem. Neagley can't remain Reacher's constant partner while also leading her own show. For the spin-off to work, she needs space. As of now, Maria Sten hasn't officially confirmed for Season 4. And even if she appears, it's expected to be limited. Mirroring how Alan Ritchson will likely cameo in her series. The era of Neagley as Reacher's go-to backup may be over. That raises a problem the show can't ignore. Viewers have been conditioned to expect one thing. When Reacher's in trouble, he calls Neagley. Season 3 justified her absence because Reacher was undercover. Season 4 doesn't have that excuse. The writers need a smarter explanation. The cleanest solution is the spin-off itself. If Neagley's solo investigation is intense enough, physically or emotionally, she may simply be unavailable. Recovery, fallout, or long-term consequences would explain why Reacher doesn't pull her into another war zone while respecting her importance. Still, her reduced presence leaves a gap. Neagley wasn't just support. She provided emotional continuity. Reacher's allies change every season, but Neagley was the one constant. Someone who knew him deeply and allowed the character to have layers beyond brute force. If she steps back, that role has to be filled. And realistically, only two characters fit. David O'Donnell or Carla Dixon. Both share history with Reacher, both have credibility, and either could step into that trusted ally space. So when you put it all together, Reacher Season 4 feels like a crossroads. It's quietly setting up a darker, more reflective endgame inspired by Lee Child's original vision. while also reshaping its core relationships to support a growing universe. Whether that path leads to sacrifice, retirement, or something in between, Season 4 feels like the moment Reacher's story starts confronting its own weight. And that's where I'll leave it. Do you think Reacher should get a dark ending, or should he walk off into the distance forever? Drop your take in the comments. You're watching Series Critique. See you in the next one.